Summer is ending. I remember when I was a young kid, summer would be the best time of the year. It was the time I was out of school, I could stay up all night, hang out with my friends all day, every day, no responsibilities at all. But this summer, woo, had to work. It was super hot outside in Texas. It's been over 100 degrees. Most of the time it's over 90, but man, it's been over 100 degrees sometime. I've been working my butt off, like I said earlier. And you already know when it came to this summer, I had to move this summer, and moving was easy. It was just very stressful, but it was also easy because if you guys did not know, earlier this summer, I didn't know I was gonna have a roof over my head at one point, but we got the nerd room now. I'm grateful for it, highly appreciative for it. But this summer, all I had to do was read manga. What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sage here. Today we're back with another video, and today is basically going to be my summer manga reading log, or the manga that kept my summer lit. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm 26. I know I'm still young, but I'm not one of the young kids where I can still say lit. I feel weird when I say lit. Either way, this summer, I have a few series that I've been reading, and honestly, some series I have completed, some series I caught up with, and there are still some series that I actually need to read before the actual summer ends. So, today I'll be telling you about all these series, but before we get into it, I do want to say that timestamps will be in the description down below, so in case you do want to check out certain parts, you go ahead and do that, or if you want to skip certain parts, you can go ahead and do that as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and go ahead and like the video, and follow me on all my other social media platforms. All my links will be in the description down below. So, let's go ahead and talk about some manga, baby. But first, before we actually get into that, what series have you been reading this summer? What series was your favorite series that you've read this summer? Let me know in the comment section down below. But first off, we're gonna start off with the series I've actually completed. And the first series I've actually completed, and you guys know I love this series. You guys know that this series made me who I am today. And obviously, if you haven't been checking out the channel, that series would have to be Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. Now, you guys know that I am a long-time, huge fan of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And after actually reading it for my first time this summer, I gotta say that I started the summer off really on the correct path, because honestly, I had so much fun with this adventure, following Goku to him passing the torch to Gohan and to whatever mess the Buu saga is. But either way, Dragon Ball is still a fun experience. I'm not gonna harp on it too long because I have about 3 to 4 reviews that I recently released on my channel. So if you want to go ahead and check out my thoughts on Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball in a fully thought out video, go ahead and check those videos out. I'm not going to harp on it too long, like I said. But honestly, Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, highly enjoy it. I would definitely reread it again. And there's not many manga series where I would want to go back to it right after I read it. But with Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, I definitely wanted to go right back to it after I got done reading it. Next series I got up on the list has to be Chainsaw Man. Now, we know that Chainsaw Man Part 2 is currently releasing weekly on the Shonen Jump app and in the Shonen Jump magazine. We also got the anime for Chainsaw Man coming out with the new trailer that just released, and all the volumes are actually physically out for Chainsaw Man. But this summer, when I was reading Chainsaw Man, it wasn't my first time reading it. This was actually me doing a reread, because at one point, when Chainsaw Man was releasing weekly in Part 1, I was actually following it weekly, and honestly, there were a whole bunch of things I forgot. I was riding the hype train. I can understand if my grade was a little bit skewed on it when I first read Chainsaw Man. But after rereading it again, I will say I have a newfound appreciation for Chainsaw Man. It's not the best, it's not the greatest, but it's a good series overall. The only bad thing I really have about Chainsaw Man Part 1 is the artwork. And the only reason I don't like the artwork like that is because Tatsuki Fujimoto, the mangaka of Chainsaw Man, has a series called Fire Punch that came out before Chainsaw Man. You can see some of the similarities and some of the stuff that actually inspired Chainsaw Man from Fire Punch. But the thing is, I feel like the artwork is consistently better in Fire Punch than it is in Chainsaw Man. When Chainsaw Man, when it's action, when it's heavy gore happening on the actual panel, it looks good. But when they're just chilling, sitting, talking, it don't look the best to me. But that's really the only con I have with it. That, and plus some of the side characters. But I see the purpose of the side characters in Part 1, so that's not too much of a nitpick. If you do want a full-out review for Chainsaw Man, let me know in the comment section down below. I actually wrote up a script, but I haven't released the video yet because, well, I'm just procrastinating on it, and I'm kind of lazy. But yeah, Chainsaw Man, I reread it, and honestly, I fully enjoyed it. Now we have the last series that I read this summer that I completed, and that has to be Saki the Succubus. And this series is about a girl named Saki, who's a succubus. She is one day found by this 30-year-old guy named Renta, who honestly has no big ambitions in his life. He's a virgin. He really has nothing going on in his life. And one day he finds her just out there, kind of looking like she's in need, like she needs help. So one day he brings her under his roof, doesn't know that she's a succubus, but soon comes to find out that she's a succubus, and he's a virgin. He's afraid to lose it. She needs to feed on his essence, aka his glizzy juice. That's right, I said it. His glizzy juice. She needs this in order to survive as a succubus. And there's ways that they try to make her overcome her hunger or overcome her feeding, but it just isn't enough because she actually needs the essence of the glizzy juice in order for her to survive as a succubus. The only reason she hasn't just full out taken the glizzy juice is because she wants it from someone that she loves. Such a touching story. I can admire a woman who wants to do something with the man that she loves. But Renta-san obviously isn't in love with her yet. So there's this little predicament that they're caught in where he doesn't want to do it. She's waiting. He's getting a lot of blue circular objects, if you get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. And she's just over here being a nice housewife, tending to the house duties, doing the housely chores, whether it be cooking, cleaning, tending to his needs. She's doing all that. She's the perfect housewife. He's paying all the bills. It's a match made in heaven, except she needs the glizzy juice and he's not giving it. So what's wrong with him? If that was me, I would have been giving it to her. Come on. But besides the point, this series is only 5 volumes long, and I believe it's only like 30 chapters. So these chapters aren't wordy. It's a 7 Seas title, so you already know the artwork. Y'all know what I mean. The artwork definitely took precedent in this series, and I had a fun time with it. In many ways, more than one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But that concludes all the series I've actually fully completed during the summer. Now it's time to actually talk about some of the series I actually caught up with this summer. And those 2 series have to be One Punch Man and One Piece. Let's go ahead and talk about One Piece first. And honestly, when it comes to One Piece, I love One Piece. You guys know I love One Piece. I have One Piece manga, I have One Piece figures, I have One Piece video games. But when it came to Wano, it's not bad. Listen to me. Let me get a little close to you. Wano was not bad. It was just disappointing. Hear me out. I honestly expected a lot more when it came from this arc. I expected a lot more from the villains. I expected a lot more from the fights. I expected a lot more from the settings. And honestly, this arc made me realize 2 things. One, I don't want to read series weekly no more because I kind of, I get the ball rolling. And when the ball gets to rolling, you're like, man, I'm really getting pumped. And then once you stop and you start hitting that weekly grind, you have to wait a week for a chapter to come out. I'm not patient enough for that. That's the one time I'm not patient. Like, yo, I'm used to binging One Piece. So to have to actually wait a week for a chapter on One Piece, I wasn't ready for it. 2, this is the longest arc in One Piece. And to me, the pacing wasn't the greatest, especially in Act 3. Now, Act 1, Act 2, I was cool with those acts. But when it came to Act 3, to me, I felt like a lot of parts stalled, a lot of parts happened where I didn't care, and I get why Oda did it, but me personally, I didn't care. Sorry, I know I had to say it, but at least I'm telling the truth. And 3, I expected more from Kaido. You know what I'm saying? We got the backstory for Kaido, and just like every single arc of One Piece, because most of them are generally the same thing over and over. Luffy goes to an island. This island's been captured by a villain. They have to go defeat the villain. Yada, yada, yada. Woo, 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 woo. It's very formulaic. But with this arc right here, I expected a lot more from the villain of Kaido, especially being such a big antagonistic force against Luffy physically. The way he's defeated, because obviously One Piece is still going, he's obviously been defeated. I wasn't satisfied with that. I felt underwhelmed with that defeat. I really didn't like it. I just didn't like what Oda did. And like I said, the transformation, which I won't talk about, I'm just gonna hint around it. I didn't really like that as well. But that's not to say that Wano is a bad arc. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm disappointed. And honestly, a lot of disappointment comes from the fans on Twitter. A lot of fans on Twitter was wilding while Wano was coming out week to week. And I couldn't take it. My expectations was right here. Wano met me about right here. That doesn't mean it's bad. Like I said, it doesn't mean it's bad. It could be good. It could be great. It just means that it disappointed me. My expectations weren't met, meaning it disappointed me. I want to emphasize that point because I'm not saying that Wano was a bad arc. I'm just saying it didn't really disappoint me. Now, would I do a reread later on and maybe like Wano more? Maybe, but for right now, I really wasn't feeling it this summer. And the next / last series I caught up with this summer has to be One Punch Man. And honestly, the hype that One Punch Man has been getting this summer, those chapters met the hype. Oh, those chapters were good. Oh, they were fantastic. I didn't know what I was missing out on One Punch Man, even though I was only like about 20 chapters behind. But I did not know that I was missing out on so much with One Punch Man. First of all, I love the setting, I love the characters, I love the heroes, I love the villains, and I love the power system. You're probably asking me what power system. There is no power system. It's wacky, it's goofy, it's fun. I love that about One Punch Man. And the way that the story is going right now, oh man, I gotta make a video about One Punch Man because I am really loving it. And I think that it's a great series that Shonen Jump is serializing right now that I just feel like this little 2 to 3 minute explanation of One Punch Man, it's not gonna do it justice in this video for me to just talk about it in that length of time. So I might make a video about that later on, I don't know. But One Punch Man has been great this whole summer. Even though it's been very inconsistent with the chapter releases, it's been very great this summer. The artwork is fantastic as usual. Garu is a beast, Saitama is a beast. So many things are going down in these latest chapters. I can't contain my excitement. I really want to go read the latest 2 chapters that released for One Punch Man right now. And that's about it for the series that I've actually been reading this summer that I actually had to catch up with. Now we're about to go into the part of the video where these series I'm about to talk about, well, these next 2 series, are going to be series that I'm about to start probably after this camera gets done recording me. And those 2 series have to be Hell's Paradise and Naruto. But first off, let's go ahead and talk about Hell's Paradise because Hell's Paradise is a series that's been hyped up a lot by the manga collecting community, and it's just been hyped, especially since it's getting an anime soon. I like Hell's Paradise, the first volume at least. I like the first volume of Hell's Paradise. It was a pretty fun read, but when it got to the second volume and it got super exposition heavy, it really wasn't for me. I really wasn't feeling it. Now, I do like the character of Gabimaru. He's pretty much an a-hole, which I do like some of my MCs to be. And he's basically this criminal that wants a scot-free, clean record. And the only way he can get this is if the Shogun takes him to this island, and all these other criminals are actually going to this island as well because they want the exact same deal that he's getting. And he has to find this certain elixir slash item that will give the Shogun slash king eternal youth. But the tricky part about this is only one person can escape with that scot-free, clean record, and they don't even know if this item actually exists. And there's a whole bunch of monsters on this island that they don't know about, a whole bunch of creatures that they don't know about either. So they have to fight against each other, then they have to fight against these creatures, and they don't even know if this item is actually real. So I like the actual stakes of what's happening in this manga itself when it comes to the actual character of Gabimaru, because he just wants his criminal record clear so he can just spend the rest of his life with his lady. I can admire that. I like the plot, I like the premise of that whole situation happening. But like I said with the second volume, I fell off with that volume because it was getting exposition slash dialogue heavy, and the dialogue isn't the problem. It's when the exposition isn't interesting. It wasn't interesting me to want to keep going, so I had to drop it, and I dropped it since I believe like last year. So for me to pick it back up this year with the series actually being done with I believe 13 volumes already fully printed, I'm gonna have to pick this bad boy back up. It's only 13 volumes like I said, so the series is done, 13 volumes. What do I have to lose from reading this series? You guys let me know if you read Hell's Paradise down in the comment section down below. And the last series that we gotta talk about on today's manga reading log. I've been told that I'm a fake fan of this series. This series helped blow my channel up. I mean up. It's the most viewed video on my channel. And this series has to be Naruto, right? And the reason that people call me a fake fan, and let me get a little closer and tell y'all why people call me a fake fan. So I was watching Naruto Shippuden as it was coming out week to week, and it was during the 4th grade Ninja War where I dropped it. And you might be asking, why did I drop it? Well, there were a lot of fillers happening because the anime kept catching up with the manga, or it was getting too close with the manga, and there was a lot of fillers happening, like Sakura getting character development back in Elite Village while the 4th grade Ninja War is happening. Things like that that's super stupid that I really don't care about. And I was in college at the time, so I had to shift my focus on somewhere else. Definitely not schoolwork, not that. But I had to shift to somewhere else. And so when this game called Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, you guys have maybe heard of that, I don't know. When it released, the big thing about it was that it finished the Naruto story. Now the manga was done, but I wasn't a manga reader at the time. But the video game finished the story. So you guys already know what I did. I had to finish the story in the video game. That's what I did, and I get flack for that all the time. I'm talking about you, Kaz. You kill me for that. Oh my gosh, Kaz killed me for that. He calls me a fake Naruto fan because I haven't finished 1/3 of the series. Kaz, I'm sorry. I just could not do it in the anime, and I definitely wasn't reading manga. I couldn't even read back then. I could barely read now. You think I was gonna read back then? That's crazy. But either way, I'm giving Naruto. Y'all didn't see that. Either way, I'm giving Naruto a new slate by reading it in the manga because I'm used to the anime format. But now that I'm actually reading manga, I want to give it another chance. I want to see what Naruto has to offer your boy Dark Sage, because Naruto is one of the biggest series that has blown this channel up, and I'm eternally grateful for Naruto. Masashi Kishimoto, great mangaka. I think he's washed, but he's a great mangaka either way. And honestly, I give Naruto a lot of flack for that 4th grade ninja war, even though I only finished it in the game. So I have to give it its due respects and finish it within the manga. And that's by starting from chapter 1 and finishing all the way to chapter like 700 something. I don't know where it ended at, but either way, I'm gonna read all of Naruto, and I'm gonna start it this summer. I'm definitely not gonna finish it by the end of this summer, but I'm definitely gonna start it, and I'm gonna see if my opinions change on the actual series of Naruto itself. But guys, that's about it for the manga reading log. Let me know what you think about my manga reading log. Let me know what series you've been reading this summer. Comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you have read, what you have caught up with, or what you have completed this summer. Like I said, let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel, you haven't already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, post notification bell, like the video, and I gotta give a huge shout out to my Patreon pledgers for going ahead and financially supporting the channel. Guys, I highly appreciate what you guys are doing for me, financially donating on Patreon, and I gotta give a huge shout out to the YouTube members for also financially donating on the YouTube side of things as well. Big shout out to Broke Boy Game, because I didn't really spend too much this summer on manga because I've been reading a lot more, but now that I'm starting to, you know, catch up with a few things, I might have to start spending a little crazy now. You get what I'm saying? But I don't have the room for that. I don't even know why I said that, but I'm still gonna do that. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Dark Sage out. Peace.